And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. We don't want to see Kalalal, the Hawa, Bawasheme Hawa Shai, Bawasheme Kodash, the blindness to the elders and apostles of great and stone. Shalom to the elect pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. These so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the charagma written about in Revelation 13, verse 16 on down, which is the MOTB. The miracle drug is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson, dealing with the coming system that's about to take over the world. Whether you want to believe it, yes or no, as it is written. What if some did not believe? So I'm going to run this clip, and I'm going to run various clips to show you the agenda being pushed by the global elites.
Are we ready for a new world order?
They have to let you know.
There can be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway.
Dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital.
Mark of the beast is coming. Control.
And introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain.
So we're going to see where that's going to lead to, no?
Check this out.
Okay. And there we go.
How do you
Magic.
Huh?
Magic.
Oh, much.
Nah, I say Tammy,
When
bro.
was the last time you wrote an actual check or bought something with cash? Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless, of course, we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the x-ray? That should creep you out. And the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
A grain of rice.
Wow.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
I want to transfer money. I want to buy a house. I want to enroll my kids in tennis lessons or college, or I don't know, buy a Netflix subscription, or what the hell else do people want to buy and enjoy their lives with, right? How's it going to work? We don't know. Will it be on your phone? Probably not. Will you have a plastic debit card? Probably not. No, remember Professor Richard Werner told us how this will work and what this control will do to all of us. Watch.
Also, they never talk about the nature of this CBDC. What is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that.
Right.
But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. And they showed him. And, you know, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe, and there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And it was around this large, and would be implanted under your skin. So that is the plan.
Right.
And of course, that has other, implications on top of what we've mentioned, on top of the control aspects, because that actually enters your body, in my view, violates human dignity, and can be then used for even in terms of functionality beyond the monetary and economic transaction purposes. So highly dangerous and definitely something we have to oppose. And so using cash is one of the things we can do to make sure that the hurdle will be higher for the central planner.
So this is back in Revelation 13, verse 16. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And these things is what we have been warning you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans about. And a lot of people take what we're saying for joke, not knowing the times that they're in, not knowing the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, have given us this word for defense against these things that are being implemented in the earth. This is 2 Corinthians 10 verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And this is going to be one of the main strongholds in the times to come. We are going to have a lot of people being controlled by the system, And one of the reasons why a lot of people are going to fall to this device is because of the condition that Esau bring upon the earth. That's why the scripture say he caused it all, You're not going to be able to provide for your family, The lack of safety and security. I'm going to use the means of so-called convenience, because this is all part of the devil's deception. That's why it is written in 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, say, let Satan, which is our adversary, get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. This is part of his plans, This is part of the trickery we're going to bring forth in these last days, to have people under his control. And that's why the Lord has sent us out to declare these words in your ears, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, so that you may refuse the microchip. Because this is going to be a new identity in this new world order, in this new age. This is just about mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, because he's have something called gradualism. You have a lot of people them don't even walk with cash anymore. It's a card. And now they come up with a card, you have a chip in it. You see me? Then they're going to give you an app on your phone. And then they're going to give you that chip in your hand. That's why it's called gradualism, moving from one stage to the other. Verse 5, casting down imagination, because this is the imagination of the wicked, This is the thing that them work it upon their bed in Malachi 2 verse 1, and in the morning they practice it, how to have the people subjected unto their desire, walking after their flesh. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach. And that's how the Lord of Rise passes in these last days, as is written in Jeremiah 3 verse 15. Say, Lord, I will give you passes according to his heart to feed you with knowledge and understanding, because wisdom is what going to keep you stable in the times to come. So you're not going to fall for the trickery, because the Yahweh Shem Yahushua will give you that spirit to put on the whole armor, as it is written in Ephesians 6 verse 10 on down, to put on the whole armor of God, so you can withstand in the evil days. You can withstand the wiles of the devil, the trickery, the fiery darts. You see me? Because you're not ignorant of what's coming, You're not ignorant of that secret counsel which even the leaders of these countries around the world are in league with, yo. So this was just a small clip that I see, couple of clips, and I put them together just to show brothers the times that we're in, yo. And it's a little bit more boldly advertised on these mainstream platforms. So this was edifying. With that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kodash, Shalom.